So we found ourselves a Junkyard LS and we want to drop it into our classic car. But prior to dropping this thing in, there's a handful of changes we have to do in order for this thing to fit. We're going to do all the necessary modifications, and the best part about this is I've never done this before, and I don't expect things to go smoothly. Let's see how this works out. My name is Trooper Max, and I'm restoring a car that's been off the road since 1977. But I've never done this before. I've taken the time to do my research, and I'm building the car of my dreams, hoping to inspire others to do the same. All right, so here she is, the heart of the operation. In our case, it's a 6-liter LQ4 out of an 03 Yukon. So this is going to be going into our Nova. We're going to be putting it in, and eventually we are going to be restoring this thing, rebuilding and everything. But prior to doing that, I just want to make sure everything fits. So we're going to be putting a 6-speed in here. But regardless what transmission you're putting in, it's really important to make sure you have all your fitments right, because there's a couple of things that change with an LS motor. And we got to make sure that everything fits prior to doing all the finished body work and everything. So that's what we're going to do. So in our case, this is a 6-liter. It's a cast iron block, and it's in pretty good shape, but there's a couple things we got to change. So the first thing we did was just remove the intake manifold. So removing the intake manifold so we can use an actual engine lift. So this is our oil pan. This is a very deep oil pan. Because it comes off of a truck or an SUV, it's much too deep for a muscle car. It's not going to work out in a classic car. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove it. We're going to be putting on a different oil pan, which I'll be showing you later on. Other thing we have to do is these motor mount brackets. Basically, when we're putting this on, this is how the engine is mounted. These are not going to work anymore. We're going to need different brackets. Now there's different styles that we're going to be using. There's ones where you can adjust them, or there's ones that have a fixed position. And the problem with these things is they're not going to work. We need ones that are specific to the Nova, and we're going to use a whole new system. Now another thing that's going to be a problem is this thing right here. So this is our AC compressor. So this will be in the way when we're going to be mounting our engine. So we need this thing moving back and forward, and this is going to be an issue. So what happens is we got to move this top side. Now we're not going to be putting this back on. I'm not even going to be using the same unit, so I'm not doing that today. But this has to be removed in order for the engine to go on. Now in a lot of kits you can get a top mounted bracket, which the bracket will go there, and then you can put your compressor so you can still have your air conditioning. But in this case right here, it's not going to work. So those two things. And then there's one more thing I want to do. The last thing we're going to do is actually remove our exhaust manifolds. If you're putting on different ones or you're putting on headers, it's good to have exactly what you're using just for fitment to make sure everything works. But if we're going to be taking all this stuff off, it's good to know what we're going to be putting back on. So I'm going to show you all the parts we're going to be using in order to make this install really easy. All right, so here's my stuff. I already got everything I need for this project, so I think it's a good idea to have everything on site before you start. Now in this case, we're actually using a kit. So we're using a kit from CPP. It's got all the components that we need for this job in it. And the reason it'd be a good idea to use a kit rather than using like 4 or 5 different suppliers is the fact that you don't have to pay shipping multiple times. You only pay it once. And at the same time, you don't know when that stuff's gonna arrive. If something's on back order, it might take longer, kind of bogs your project down. Next thing is you know everything's gonna work together because it's a kit. It goes together. So in this case, you got the oil pan, you got manifolds, you got the brackets for mounting the engine, and you have a transmission support. So pretty much everything we need to do this. So that's what we're gonna be installing, but that's later on. All right, now that we have an idea of we know what we're working with, we gotta get this thing ready for modifications. I have to remove this right here. So I gotta remove the flywheel. Now I already spent the last week spraying all the bolts with liquid wrench. Let's hope this thing actually lets go once we get started. See what happens. No way. No way. That's right, it's gonna move. I gotta lock it. Just put some bolts. One in here, one in there. Now it should hopefully let go. And there we go. Loosen them all, and we'll take the rest off with an impact gun. Put all my components in a baggie, label it. What I do is I add what it came off, engine, what it was, flywheel, and I put the number. And the reason I put the number is because when I want to put everything back together, I want to put in the same order I took it apart. It's really easy having the number on there. You'll take that stuff. Okay, so we'll take the coil packs off. Pat's back. He helped us get the engine here in the first place. Now we're gonna start taking it apart. All right, let's take her off. Oh, it's very loose. So we'll just remove this whole thing in one shot. Put those in a baggie. And this comes off. I knew nothing a few years ago.
There'll be a lot of learning, that's for sure.
That is right. But if you do your research, anyone could do this.
Almost done with the harness. Cutters, you got side cutters?
Side cutters? I got, does this work?
I think that's overkill, but should work.
I think I'm just gonna cut this pipe.
Isn't that for the garden? Gardening in the garage.
Aviation shears.
Oh, they're aviation shears?
Yeah, for metal. Not for gardening.
I don't know. One more f***ing thing. Hey, Matuk. No, don't show my hair on camera.
Can't show all that freaking hair. That'd be embarrassing.
Well, when it's looking like this, it would be.
At least you got hair. I'm just gonna cut this pipe off because this is the worst knife ever. I'm not using this piece of oh. Little bit of a mess, eh?
Your floor is gonna be a...
It's okay, it's used to it. Free unit, that looks much cleaner. We freed the beast, now we can get rid of this.
Grab the belts.
Okay.
Just needs to get off the tension right here. Okay, you're good.
All right.
Go.
We'll remove the accessory drive. Is she turning? Excellent. Okay, so we removed the whole wiring harness, all the coils, everything. Now, truthfully, we don't have to remove everything, but we're doing that because Pat's going to be scanning the engine, 3D scanning, but really all we have to remove is the coil pack so we can access the exhaust manifold bolts much easier.
You know, give it a once over, make sure there's no broken bolts. Like this has some broken exhaust studs and stuff in it.
Yeah. So what are you scanning it for? What are you going to be doing on this?
Who knows? It's just nice to have in your database. You can do like a cold air intake or an intake box. Anything that you can 3D print or that you want to fabricate. Like since I'm 3D scanning it, I'll be able to have the surfaces here, and then you can model it off the surface, so you'll have like a snug fit.
It's always good to have that. We don't know what we're going to do for an intake, but it's good to have the model because then we could potentially make something down the line. Okay, so we got the engine already. Now we could put it on the engine stand. What we're actually going to do is we're going to keep it on for now, just for the manifolds. We'll put on the engine stand for the oil pan. I think it's going to be easier just to keep it on here. So let's see what we can do. What do you think, Pat? Are we going to get lucky today?
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not, he says. Let's see what happens. We'll need more leverage into that. Let's use the breaker bar.
Yeah. We've got a couple of tools that we can use to, if you break it, it's not the end of the world, but...
Okay. Well, I don't want to break it if I don't have to, you know what I mean? Let's try a breaker bar. Oh yeah. Nice. So that anti-seize stuff actually worked pretty well. Yep. I don't get that lucky usually, Pat. This is weird for me. Okay, the rest can be done. It's a little hard. There we go. This is nice. I like when things go well. You should come around more often. Okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's going.
Wow, okay. I have to say...
You gotta plug whatever product you used on those.
Yeah, that's, what did we use? It's the liquid wrench.
Liquid wrench?
To be fair, I watched a video with Project Farm and he did a bunch of comparisons. And he said liquid wrench was the best one for the bang for the buck. It was most effective and one of the cheaper ones. So sometimes you don't have to spend more money.
Looks like it's doing a pretty damn good job, so.
It's still going hard, but no way.
Nice.
No way. There are 2 broken bolts here already.
Studs, yeah.
So.
Well, we can adjust that on the engine stand, so.
Yeah. Channels, oh. Wow.
Man, that's amazing.
You know what? Like the stuff works, basically.
Yep. And I mean, you've been spraying it for how many days now? Like you spray once
7
a day.
days.
Once a day for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly a week actually.
So if you have some foresight and
Yeah, these have never been taken off, so the fact we're able to remove it that easily, I'll just go right over it. It's got holes in it anyways. It's gonna be replaced. Look at that. Excellent.
The gasket.
Oh, it's gonna be hard to remove, eh?
It's inside? Yeah, that's gonna be a bitch.
It's gonna be a bitch, he says.
You gotta drill that one out probably.
Yeah, that's what I was not hoping for.
But
I thought it broke inside, so these broke, so there's no way I can just remove them easily.
we could drill, like you can drill them out.
Okay, well. Let's see if we get lucky with door number 2. Honestly, I don't see myself keeping these heads, but if we do, it's nice to have them.
They're 317s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
These heads are plentiful
For
and
boost, they're okay, but
they're plentiful and they're not very desirable, so I don't know if we're gonna keep these heads.
you're better with the 799. It's just as easy to find. We can go to the junkyard one day and
there we go. Yeah.
get a 799 off a 5.3.
It's interesting that they have better heads on the 5.3 than the 6.
They just flow. Like these are bigger, so these will make a little more torque because you got a bigger combustion chamber.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of guys use this for boost too because of the bigger chamber.
Right.
Lower compression, right? So you can put more boost in it, but it's the same sort of difference.
Nice.
I prefer the higher compression.
There we go. Okay, that's good because these ones broke out. So yeah, I think we can remove these if we're creative.
Okay.
We're gonna try a method to remove these. First thing, I'm just gonna try vice grips. I don't expect this to work. I expect to have to weld a nut on here and take it out, but might as well try. Let's give it a shot with the easy. It never works the easy way. In the words of Derek Beery, well, I'll be dipped. No freaking way that just worked. Get out of here. This is a good day for Max today. Wow, it actually worked. Excellent. Now these are aluminum heads. I do not expect the same ease of extraction if these were cast heads. So that's cool. So cast heads would have been much more difficult, so that's great. Let's see if we can get the other one out too. Oh yeah, I think she's turning. Yep, she's turning. Great, I'll just remove these two. Pat, take a look.
Oh, you got it out. Nice.
It came out.
It worked with the. Did you spray that one too?
Yeah, and they came out with the vice grippers.
Nice.
I call them. All right, so now we're putting the doohickey on.
Loosen these up so you can slide them around.
Okay.
You don't want them too loose, and yeah, you find spots that works for your block. So here, I think I want these.
You obviously can't do that with the flywheel on.
No.
It would have been easier if I was one person to flip this that way so I can put it up and down. But because Pat was here, might as well have two people. So we actually just put the stand right on, which is easier. But if you're alone, it's not as easy. Okay, I'm gonna put her down now. Here she goes. And should be free. I don't know if they're really tight. All right, she's good. Now I can't actually remove the crane, so I'm just gonna zip these out. And there we go. She's free. Okay, so we got real lucky on their side, but what if we don't get lucky, like on this side, and have broken studs? If you look here, there's actually two of them. One is fairly flush, and the other one is actually quite deep. And what if those studs on the other side didn't come out with the vice grips? Well, the first trick to do is to actually take a nut. You take your nut and you actually screw it on the back and you weld it onto the back of the stud, and then you just remove it. So that's a method. But we can't do that on this side because they're either flush or too deep. So what's the other method? Well, some people say you can drill them out. And yes, that is a method. You can use a bolt extraction tool. However, when I was talking to some experts, they really highly recommended against it. It's just really dangerous and you can damage the heads. So it's better to use a welding method. So what people have been suggesting is actually taking a flat washer. You take a flat washer and you put a nut on top of it. So you kind of sandwich them together and then you try to remove it. Now, I've never done that before. I'm a little worried I'll damage the heads doing that way. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if we're saving these heads. Likely not. They're not very desirable heads on this 6-liter cast block. So I think we're going to try it out and see if we can get them removed. Okay, so let's try this out. A little bit of the wire brush. Okay, a little wax and grease remover. Clean it up a little bit. Now we can try with the washer. Okay, we are going to try this out, see what happens. So we are going to put low wire speed. And we are actually going to put high power because we want to cook this thing. Now this is just a flux core welder. Now I was told a flux core won't work apparently. I've been told a lot of things, but I don't necessarily always buy it until I try it out myself, right? So we'll try it. We got nothing to lose. These heads are garbage otherwise, so might as well try to save them. Now this would probably be much easier if the heads were taken off, but be that as it may, we'll try what we can here. I realize I made that a little too thick. Ain't no thing. Put the bolt on. Let's give it a little tack for now. All right, let's fill her up. Woohoo! I'll let that cool down and we'll see what happens. Let's just clean her up a little bit for the prom, eh? Trim around the ears. Okay, it's cool now. Let's grab the wrench, see what happens. Okay, maiden voyage. We'll see what happens here. Not really sure. Either I wreck the heads or it's going to be success. Hopefully, the better, more positive side. Oh. No. Well, that was almost too easy. Look. Oh, that is cool. Look, it worked. Who would have thought? And it doesn't look damaged in there at all. Well, rock and roll, we saved it, buddy. Okay, let's try that really deep one. That one looks like it'd be more of a challenge. This one was fairly flush. That one was super deep. Let's see if we get lucky. It's too deep. The brush can't reach it. No. Here goes everything. Oh, it broke. No. Let's give it another shot. used a bigger bolt this time. And I believe we got some success again. But now I can be excited because it is out. Oh, that's so cool. You know the fun part about doing this stuff? It's not the failing and succeeding. It's the fact that you never know what's gonna happen because I've never done this stuff before. This is my first time doing it. It's all an experiment, so it's really cool. Okay, awesome. So now we can either keep the heads or we can sell them. Now they're only 317 heads. They're not very desirable. They're a dime a dozen. There's tons of them around, but still we save them instead of them going to the junkyard, which is really cool. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna start taking off these brackets, hopefully. So I think we're gonna give it a shot here. It might be easier upside down, but I'm just gonna try it from this angle. Oh. Okay, can't remove these because the compressor's in the way, but we gotta remove that anyway, so might as well do that. Oh, this belt is complete trash. It's all cracked and it's gonna be a different length when it goes up anyway, so might as well get rid of it. Don't need that anymore. There we go. There we go. You know, and despite all the rust and the fact that this has been out in the weather for over 20 years, that liquid wrench works perfectly. 7 days of spraying it down, I didn't have any problems with any screws. Okay, so the block's all ready to go. Now mind you, if you're just doing a junkyard swap, you can keep everything on. You just gotta remove the compressor and the brackets and the oil pan. Everything else, like everything, the wiring harness and everything we took off, you can keep that on. We're taking it off because we're not gonna be using that stuff, but still, it's totally up to the person. Now, next thing I wanna do is, this thing, if you look at it, it is so freaking filthy. You know, before I actually go and start taking that thing apart, I think I'm gonna clean this up as much as I can. So I'm just gonna take it outside and just kind of give it a nice wash, get as much of the dirt, debris, and grease off this as we can, just so we're starting from a clean slate. Okay, there we go. Engine's all ready to go, ready for the next part. We're gonna start mounting everything we need for the LS in the next part of the series, but this is pretty awesome. It's all ready to go.
Camaro.
What?
I want a Camaro.
You want a Camaro? Jackson, what's going on? You want a Camaro? Well, we can't get there yet, but what we can do is finish this engine, so we got it all ready to go. Next stage, really, is take off the oil pan and start putting new parts on. But that's the next part of the series.
And put the lights on.
Put the lights on? Yeah, I really want to put the lights on. That'd be nice. So we're going to keep going, and we're going to start getting all those brackets on and get this thing ready to put the LS on the subframe in the next part of the series. Right? High five. Yeah. There he goes.